Hello, my name is Stacy Skolton Adeyemo, and this is my video blog number 3. One of the issues that I am kind of dealing with here in China is that since my students are English language learners with varying abilities, but definitely not at third grade ability of the students in the States, is that I don't have any hands-on material to use for my science classes. So, and there's no access to those materials. Even though I've lived here for 4 years, I don't know where to find the materials. I don't know how to get them. And my school is finding it very difficult to find the things that I'm asking for because they don't know it in Chinese. I don't know how to say it in Chinese. I try to tell them in English what I need, things like magnifying glasses, or graduated cylinders, and just any of the kind of materials that you might use for science experiments. And I believe, with teaching ESOL students, you really do need to have some hands-on activities that those students can do to really experience science, and that way they can really understand the vocabulary, understand the material that's being taught. The other problem is that the students only have the science textbooks. They don't have any workbooks. They don't have the English language workbook. They don't have any, I don't have any vocabulary, cards. I don't have any of those extra supplemental materials that usually come with like teacher's edition books and stuff. So that becomes a little bit more challenging, especially since I don't want to spend my time just lecturing the students. I really want to let them experience science. And that's frankly not the way they do it here in China. And so it's becoming a little bit of a challenge in order to figure out how to do that because they don't want to get those materials, and the textbooks that they have are the write-in textbooks. But those write-in textbooks, they're not allowed to write in. My school wants to save them for students next year and the year after and so on. So they didn't want to purchase the books each year for the students. And so even with the colorful ones, I can't have them circle or underline or do any of that kind of stuff that would actually help them to kind of remember the words either. And then the other thing is I only have one computer in the classroom, and that's only I'm allowed to use it. It comes with a projector, so that's nice. I can actually do that. So I've been kind of exploring some of the solutions, and one of the solutions that I've found and I think I'm going to start to utilize is the Science Fusion textbook website. It has lots of supplemental material, and it seems like it's going to be really effective. My other thing that I'm going to try is to make my own visual mnemonics of the essential vocabulary. I've already started doing some, searches on Google, and in search of some pictures. And here's just a couple of examples that I've found to do visual mnemonics. For example, this one is infer, and it shows at the bottom that the student is reading and making an inference or making a guess about the future. The other one, observe, I think it's really cute, but it also shows the words, so it gives the kids, it's going to just kind of solidify in their minds what each of them means. Now I just want to show you some of the highlights of this this site and how excited I am about it. If you'll notice on the left-hand side here, there's just all kinds of supplemental tools. You're looking at the teacher version, and they also have for the students. You can see that down here, student resources. The first one is that each lesson comes with its own either a digital lesson or a lab. So you can just go here. If I'm doing lesson 1, unit 1, lesson 1, I can pull it up and it will do it for them, I think. Nope, that's not it. Oh, here it is. So it comes up, and this is just a sample of what they do.
For both plants and animals, survival, or staying alive, often depends on not being seen. Can you find the hidden animals? Click the animals when you spot them.
So as you can see, what they do is they'll do it themselves. Like
The plant hopper looks just like the leaf.
or
The butterfly looks like part of the flower.
or
The frog blends in with its surroundings. When animals blend in with their surroundings, it's called camouflage.
I think my students will really like this. I also think this is really effective because they can do this at home. If they have a computer at home, they can get on it. Their parents can review it with them. I can do that as homework for them. They're getting on and doing it themselves, and that way they come kind of front loaded with the things that they're going to be doing in school. Uh, I think that this will be really effective for them, and I think it'll be a really great thing for them. Just another example is these. You have the teacher's edition right here for us, which is nice. It gives you exams, how to help them with their assessments and portfolios, and just science notebooks. Just so much that you can do with them. Self-assessment for active reading. There's a lot of great things. They also have some projects that the students can watch some videos just to see that science isn't only done within the classroom or in the science lab, but can be done elsewhere. This, I really love the vocabulary words. Actually really, really exciting. So I had already downloaded some of them, but you'll notice like the word observe, which I had already done a visual mnemonic for it. Students see it. It means to use or use your senses to gather information. And then on the flip side of that flashcard, it says name 2 senses you can use to observe. So I can have these students make flashcards, and they can either have them to themselves, because one thing that we are allowed, which is very different from the schools in the States, I'm allowed to make as many copies as I really need. So that's really nice. So you can see just all different. It gives them, and it has different activities and stuff for the vocabulary words. So let's go back to the thing. They also have these inquiry flip charts, which I already kind of showed you an example of it. They actually have these that come with the teacher materials, but like I said, I don't have them. So this can just help me to be able to maybe do some of the experiments. I can come up with my own, but also use these as a real good visual tool and put it up on the projector so the students can see it and work on some of those things. Another feature of the Science Fusion is a media gallery. And this media gallery just has all kinds of different PowerPoints. You can open it or you can just download it. So if for some reason my internet's not working, and as I told you last week, I'm still not sure if I'm going to have internet tomorrow or not, but hopefully I will. But if not, I've already downloaded the media gallery so that I could use it if I need to and want to. So that's another effective tool. It also comes with the Power Notes presentation, so if you need it on as Power Notes, just so much you can do. Another feature is they have like people in science, and so students can come in here and look at just different people and different people from science. I could even, if I wanted to, have them do an actual study on someone, and we could do a study together, and I just am really excited to see it, and maybe this will get the kids excited. The final thing that I really wanted to show you was the glossary, which has a lot of those terms that we've been talking about. And it's really a great tool. If you see this, observe. So it gives them the picture, and then if they want to just play it.
Observe. Use your senses to gather information.
So it'll read that to them. So if they, and my students are students that they don't always have the best English abilities or English skills, and so they have a hard time even reading some of the questions, and so I think the glossary will be really good because they don't have to read sentences and information. They can just hear it. They can see what it says or observe what it says, and then they can use it. So that's my